Need a boost? Sometimes all it takes is tapping into your inner cool. Icebreaker's gum helps you unleash the confidence within. Each chew releases a rush of icy flavor powered by cooling flavor crystals, sending a wave of refreshment to reinvigorate all your senses. Icebreaker's convenient pack fits everywhere, from car cup holders to backpack pockets, so you can find your cool wherever you go. Grab Icebreaker's gum online or at a store near you.
You know what's really terrifying? That unfinished college degree lurking in the background, just sitting there, waiting for you. That's where Southern New Hampshire University comes in. With flexible online degree programs, there's no commuting, no rigid schedule, and no more excuses. Plus, they have some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to learn more before your degree becomes just another story about what could have been. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is Morbid.
It's Morbid on the holiday week.
Yeah, because the holiday season is over.
It's over.
I took my Christmas tree down last night. I took every single decoration and put it in the Christmas box that went directly in my closet.
Christmas, you're out of here.
Good. You know what, Christmas? See you later. Goodbye.
See you next year, Christmas.
Bye.
But you know what? It was a really good Christmas.
Personally, I had one of the best Christmases, and I would just like to offer my condolences to all of you out there who are not related to Alaina, because this bitch that's sitting across from me on my kizzity couch got me, as if you follow me on any form of social media, you saw that my serotonin levels were boosted at an all-time high, because she got me a cameo of Lindsay Lohan.
Yes.
Telling me that if I shaved my head, I would not look like a British man. And what else did she say? That she said Elena's not like a regular mom. She's a cool mom. And she thought that Elena was my mom.
She did think I was her mom, which was awesome.
You might as well be. And then, what else did you? You also got me a fucking KitchenAid.
Because you should have a KitchenAid.
Thank you. Well, I do now.
You're a baker.
A baker,
Come on.
a candlestick maker.
A baker extraordinaire.
I love you. I cried. And I also got some old Greg mugs.
You did.
And then you got Annie, this bitch over here. Again, if you follow me on social media. Christmas. So I posted the Guess Who board that you made.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Alaina made a Guess Who board, and made it into a Drag Race Guess Who.
Drag Race Guess
She
Who.
spray painted the board pink, made the cards for different Drag Race contestants, and then put all the tiny little pictures in the slots. And everyone's like, "Where can I get this? Where do I get one of these? I've seen these and I want one. Where'd you get it?" And I'm like,
living room.
Alaina made this. And everyone's like, "What doesn't that bitch do?" And I'm like, I don't know. And oh no, you know what I'm like? I'm like, she doesn't sleep.
That's true. I don't sleep.
She does not catch
that is
disease.
one thing I don't do.
So yeah, that's me bragging about everything that I got from Alaina. Annie also got me a record player.
Yeah, she did. That's pretty rad.
And what did you get for Christmas?
I got some really good stuff.
Yeah.
You, Ash, got me, which I'm so excited to use, because we had to have our bathroom fixed because we had a leak under our tub.
Yeah,
which
shit got
sucked.
rough.
It was leaking into our kitchen, so that was fun.
Yeah.
But while we're having that fixed, I've been like, you know what? We're getting kind of a deeper tub because our tub sucked anyways.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm looking forward to taking a bath for the first time in my house that we've been in for almost 5 years. And I was like, you know what? I would love to have a towel warmer.
And then she was like, I think I'm going to get myself one.
I was like, I'm going to buy myself a towel. And I didn't, because I never do. I never buy things that I'm like, I should buy myself that thing that's more expensive than I normally buy things. I'm like, then I just don't do it.
Right.
And of course, Ash got me a gosh darn towel warmer.
I did.
And I'm so excited to take my first bath with my towel warmer whenever I get to get a bath.
Tell them about the game I got for it was a gift to Alaina for both of us.
It's like a murder mystery dinner game, and I'm so excited for COVID to be out of here. So that we can have a dinner party and have a full-on murder mystery dinner party, because I've always wanted to do that.
It like sets it up for you, like all the cards and shit are there.
Yeah, you get like an envelope with your character in it, and we know I love to play a character,
It's gonna be so
I'm
fun.
ready. I'm so excited.
And then John got you.
John got me my exercise bike that I really, 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 really wanted.
So exciting.
I'm so excited because I didn't think I was going to get it because our house is really cramped right now.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, 3 kids is a lot of stuff.
Well, and what was really shitty is that I used to have my own room until like the youngest was born.
Until she went ahead and got born.
God dang it. No, I love her so much. And I sacrificed my room so that she
You
could
did.
have a room in her own home. But now I'd like you to get a different house, please, so that I can have a room again. Okay.
But I didn't think I was going to get my exercise bike because we literally
Don't
didn't
have
know where we would
anywhere to put it.
But he got me one anyways, and we're going to figure it out. So now I can bike.
Yay. Just put it on the front porch.
Yeah, we're going to bike as a family because he got his shoes to go with it too. So I'm excited.
Hell, I might even get some shoes.
So look at 2021.
We're off to a good start.
We're gonna I'm not gonna say a word about it. It's coming.
I saw this thing on like Instagram or some shit like that, and it was like, nobody say 2020 or 2021 is gonna be your year.
Yeah, don't say
Let's
it.
all just walk slowly into it and expect the worst.
Keep
but
your
hope
hands
for the
to
best.
yourselves.
Yeah.
But, have your head on a swivel.
Yep.
Walk in there. Be alert.
Be alert.
Be alert, everybody.
Be on the look.
Okay, we all got to be careful here. But that's why we figured, this was the holiday week. We were gonna like fully take it off, but then we were like,
We felt really
no,
bad about that.
We're not gonna do that.
It feels
'cause-
weird to do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Maybe
It's too
next year
weird.
though, because
Yeah, I think maybe next year we'll take the week off, just because it's really stressful. But we just wanted to still give you a couple episodes. So we're gonna have this week an Ash-centric episode, which I'm really excited about because it's a really good case.
Yay. But
And
that's next.
Yeah, but this episode we decided we were gonna do a little mashup, a little remix of Spooky Roads / Listener Tales, because it all started because I got an email. And I got an email from a girl named Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
And Jenna wrote me an email about how she lives in Illinois, and she told me all about these roads. She gave me like 4 of them, and she was like, they're really creepy. They had crazy ass names, and I was like, I gotta do this.
Hell yeah.
But then we also wanted to do a Listener Tales episode because they're really fun. Mm-hmm. So we were like, why don't we just mix them together?
And here we are.
And here we are.
It's
so here we are.
Spooky Roads Listener Tales mashup.
Yeah, we're ready for this. So I'm going to start out by doing my 2 spooky roads, and then we're going to go right into a couple listener tales.
And the listener tales that I picked, I tried to pick ones that were from Illinois.
Yeah.
To
So
make
we're just
it
so
themed.
hello Illinois.
Illinois, this one goes out to you, Illinois.
This one's for you.
What do they say in hello, Illinois?
And then at the end we'll say, thank you, Illinois.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start out with a little place, nice little place called Bloody Gulch Road.
Oh, I also wait before we start.
quick
I need
little
to
story.
keep bantering forever until I die. So Alaina was at work this morning in the autopsy place.
autopsy.
I think it's called a morgue.
Yep, certainly is.
I don't, my brain's not working. And I was like at home bebopping, getting ready for this shit. And she texted me that she was on her way. And then she like texted me again. And I had asked what the roads that she picked were. And but we were having like 2 conversations at once. So she answered the question that I had asked of like, what roads did you pick? But I had also asked like a different question, like, oh, like, are you on your way yet? And she was like, what'd you say? Like Bloody Gulch
I said
Road?
Bloody Gulch. I think I said like Bloody Gulch and Devil's Backbone.
But before that, you were like, sorry, like I actually just left, like Bloody Gulch and Devil's Backbone. And I was like, yeah, those suck, huh? Like thinking that she was talking about body parts that like
I
took
was
a long time.
And then I was using bloody as like, the Bloody Gulch.
I was
and
like,
the
all right,
Devil's
so-
Backbone.
We're just British now, I guess. And then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, she was answering my other question.
I was like, no, those are just roads.
Yeah, she was like, are you okay?
I was like, there's nothing in your body called the Devil's Backbone, I promise.
I don't know. I
Unless
don't know
you are
what
the devil.
the autopsiers say.
You know the autopsy place?
I was
think
just
it's
like,
called the
can you bring
morgue.
coffee? Because I think this clearly shows that I need it.
It was really funny. But we'll start out with Bloody Gulch Road because it's an actual road. It's still called, it's like the street sign says Bloody Gulch Road.
I wonder how many times a year people steal that.
So right? And
Yeah.
so you can live, how cool would it be to be like, oh, where do I live?
Bloody Gulch Road.
I live on 7 Bloody Gulch Road.
I would like to live on 666 Bloody Gulch
you're,
Road.
You're like 5, well, funny you say that.
Oh.
That plays into that. There is a 666 Bloody Gulch Road.
Honey.
Look at you.
It's where it's a plot of land I'm about to buy.
Look at it. So, no, it's a house.
Oh my God.
So I just keep thinking though, like, what about like a 4-year-old who's like learning their address and they live on Bloody Gulch Road?
I don't know, man.
And it's like, what? And what's funny is it's named after an incident that happened on that road.
Wow, you would think that you would maybe like not talk
Yeah.
about a bloody
They
Gulch
really
incident.
memorialized this heinous murder that occurred on this road.
All right.
So it's in Dixon. You know, good old Dixon.
I do.
We know.
We're going to get emails that's like, it's Dykeson.
I'm sure. Oh God, please don't. don't Naperville me. Don't do it. So Dixon, we know that Dixon won't do it.
No.
Hello, Dixon.
Don't do it.
So Dixon, it's right off the exit for Interstate 88. The road is actually named from a murder that occurred in 1885. It's a little old school.
Yes.
I love an old school murder.
You certainly do.
We love an 1800s murder. They're always like, they're just so,
They're jazzy.
They're gnarly.
Yeah.
They're just and they all feel like sepia toned.
They do. They absolutely do.
I don't know. So this was in September of 1885.
Sepia-toned murders.
Yeah, it's just sepia-toned murders. There was a farmer named James Penrose.
All right.
You know? All farmers are named like James, John.
Penrose Hill, baby.
Penrose Hill.
That wine, though.
So James Penrose, this farmer, was walking his cattle down the dirt road because you do that. And it was the road that is now Bloody Gulch Road.
All right.
He allows his cattle to stop to, get some drink or something because there was like little streams on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So he's letting them just hang out. And there was this little like culvert near a stream. And he said that the cattle stopped. They began to drink. But then all of a sudden they got really like spooked and they wouldn't drink anymore.
Uh-oh.
And they were kind of like alerting him to something going on. So he was like, what the hell's going on? So he walked over and he doesn't see anything. He's like, this is weird.
Yeah.
So he just walked home with them to his farm and he didn't really think anything of it. But this happened again. This happened again to a couple of other farmers. They apparently like ones with like horses and like other animals, they would stop to drink, get freaked out. They wouldn't see anything when they'd go over there and they were like, what the hell is going on?
Your home should show off who you are. Now is the time to boldly write the newest chapter in your home story. And your main character? It's Ashley. Ashley has styles that balance timeless appeal and modern trends to bring your personal look home. Yes, these are well-crafted and affordable pieces with eye-catching design, but they're also built to stand up to real life. With features like stain-resistant performance fabric, options that are incredibly durable, easy to clean, and stain-resistant with machine-washable covers. Plus, Ashley provides fast, reliable, white glove delivery right to your room of choice, so you can style your space without any stress. Ashley was nice enough to send us a bunch of new pieces for my pod lab at my house, and when I tell you they deliver it to your room of choice, unfortunately they did have to deliver to the attic, but they could not have been nicer about it. I got, or was gifted I should say, the Revion Lake sofa and love seat. It's in this like olive colored velvety fabric. It's so nice. I will say it is so freaking easy to clean because if you know me, you know that I have a white cat and a black cat and then a multicolored cat. The white cat loves to just roll all up on this furniture and leave his hair everywhere, but it's so easy to vacuum. I also got the Meili coffee table. So I have that, like I said, in my attic, but I'm ready to order another one for my living room because this coffee table is so beautiful. It has this like antique old money vibe to it. I absolutely love it. And then finally, I got 3 actually of the core stone end tables. They have little shelves in them so you can dress them up and, kind of like personalize them to your style. I highly, highly recommend all of the pieces that I got. And I just recommend Ashley in general. It was such an easy process to shop with them and the delivery, all of that from start to finish. It was awesome. Visit your local Ashley store or head to ashley.com to find your style. Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
So finally, it was this went on for days.
Yeah.
And it was on September 18th that James Penrose, the first guy, happened to be walking by again, and the same thing happened.
And
he was
like,
like,
okay,
enough is
what
enough.
are they seeing?
Yeah, he was like, enough is enough. So he comes over. It had recently rained, and so when he looked into the ditch this time, something was sticking out.
No, thank you.
Because the rain had washed away some of the soil.
Right.
What was sticking out was the bloody hand of a human being. So he contacts authorities right away. It was 1885, so I don't think he pulled out his cell phone. I think he was just like, "Sheriff?" And the sheriff was like, "Yeah?" Because he was probably like right over there.
Or maybe he like rode his cattle down the street.
He rode.
Yeehaw.
He's a literal cowboy.
He could be.
But
It's so stupid that they're called cowboys. They should be called horse boys.
I'm saying. So yeah, so he calls the authorities, "Sheriff," and then they come. And so the sheriff came, and what they found was the badly mutilated body of a 17-year-old Bible salesman named Frank Teal. I almost said Thiel, but it's Teal.
You know, things happen.
So Frank Teal, 17 years old.
Bible study.
Just selling Bible. A Bible study salesman.
Yeah.
No, a Bible salesman. His throat had been slit open to the point of almost beheading him.
Aye.
His head bore signs of a brutal beating, with his skull actually crushed in.
Oh my God.
And several lacerations all over his head. His arms and hands had clear and extensive defense wounds. He had apparently only come to town a couple of weeks prior from Elgin, and he was staying in like a boarding house, and he was just trying to sell his Bibles, and then this
make
happens.
some money.
So police immediately went searching for the killer. They pretty quickly focused in on a 22-year-old man named Joseph Moss.
Why is that?
He was a French Canadian. He barely spoke any English.
Okay.
So I do wonder if that had something to do with it. They were like, you might be a good scapegoat.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the 1800s and they don't really have anything to go by. But then there's some other things that you're like, okay, he might have been it. They referred to him as Frenchie.
That's very weird.
Which you were like, okay.
That's also what they call somebody on The Real Housewives of New York, though, and that's not his name. So
there you go.
And he's French.
Well, he was actually a farmhand, and he was working on a farm that was owned by farmer Julius Lloyd.
Julius Lloyd, what a name.
And this farm was near the gravesite.
Sure.
He was seen by witnesses near the site of the body carrying a shovel and acting strangely. I tried to find out what acting strangely means. No one can really tell me. I don't know if he was just like walking down the street being like bop bop doo bop, or if he was just walking with a shovel.
Maybe he was
strange,
trying not to be seen, and like he would like, give you a weird look if you saw him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who knows?
Maybe he was wearing a color that wasn't allowed.
Yeah, that wasn't allowed.
Maybe he was not wearing overalls, and that was strange.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he didn't have suspenders on.
He did not have a cap covering his head.
That could have been it. I think that might have been
He didn't have straw coming out of his mouth.
Oh, that was it.
Hay,
that was
straw?
it. They
I
were
don't
like,
know.
that's not a farmhand.
No.
He needs to have straw coming out of his mouth.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. They also said they saw, when they picked him up, they saw some stains on his coat, and they just assumed it was human blood.
Well, they don't have DNA testing, so...
Yeah. They obviously couldn't test it. They didn't even really know if, like, it was like a dark coat, so they were like, it's stains. They don't even know if they're red stains. They're like, that's probably blood.
Meanwhile,
He's
he
a
just ate, like,
farmhand.
something greasy that night.
And it's like, he's a farmhand.
Yeah.
Like, that could be literally anything.
That could be cow dung, motherfucker.
That could be anything.
Right.
That could just be dirt. We don't know, but they're like, that's good enough for me.
I wonder if they even just like attempted to smell it.
Well, this is where it gets a little like,
shaky.
Okay, Joseph. So they went to the farm to pick him up, and he was like, can I just quickly have a drink of water before I leave?
BTK.
And they were like, okay. And so he walked to a nearby well, because 1800s, and they watched him because he was right there. And as he walked to it, he tossed something into the bushes near the forest, like tried to be like sly about it.
Yeah, that's real
So
shady.
of course they search, and they found Teal's pocket watch.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say
that
he did it.
He did it, I think. So his trial was January 1886. It was a huge trial. It was like the Casey Anthony trial. It was like people would wait outside to get a seat in this trial. It was like the big ones of today.
It's the 1800s. What the fuck else are you going to do?
Yeah, let's go watch this dude get trialed.
Get got.
Like, let's make it happen. So it was a huge trial. One of the biggest witnesses on the stand was actually a 12-year-old named Louis Dixon. I guess he was the great-grandson of one of like the founders of Dixon.
So of course he's reliable.
Of course he is, and he's 12. He and his friend, who was 16-year-old James Curran, were actually playing baseball in a baseball game very close to the site. It was close to the roadway, and they both said that they saw Moss and Teal walking together on September 12th. This was the day that they determined he was murdered on. Mm-hmm. And they said they heard Moss tell Teal that he knew where he could sell some of his Bibles. And that's why they were walking together.
He was like in heaven.
So they said they thought Moss was holding a bat, and it made sense because he was seen at the baseball game. He could have just grabbed a bat.
Right.
And it was later determined that the brutal beating Teal had experienced was from a baseball bat.
Oh my goodness.
Now, yeah.
That's like so personal, I feel.
It's like he's just a 17-year-old Bible salesman. Like, what are you trying to do here?
Right.
So January 27th, 1886, Moss was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison.
Okay.
While he was in prison, he actually saved a prison guard's life. He was like 20-something years into his sentence.
Damn.
Saved a prison guard's life when he was attacked by another inmate.
Wow.
The guard later said that Moss had never been a problem, had been a model prisoner, and he said he believed he was a truly good human being. He didn't believe that he did it.
Wow. Maybe he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It could have been. And who knows if that pocket watch thing, these are 1800s, cops saying they saw that happen. No one else saw it happen.
Yeah.
So,
and also, never know. Maybe that was just like his pocket watch that
and he
didn't want to get stolen or some shit. I don't know.
And you know what? And he also could have done it. We just have no idea.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Because maybe he did well in prison. He was a shitbag who just did well in prison. You just don't know.
Yeah, we know people. I mean, fucking Catherine Knight, they call her Nana in prison.
Exactly.
So.
People get real good in prison. I don't know.
Because they want to get out of prison.
Well, because he saved a prison guard's life, on December 18th, 1911, Governor Deneen commuted his sentence. Mm-hmm. So he was released on Christmas Day in 1911.
Wow.
Never returned to Dixon. Never saw him again. People think he just went back to Canada, but nobody really knows. No one ever saw him again. It was never a tale.
He said, peace out.
Here's the crazy thing, too, though. Apparently, another Bible salesman who worked for the same company Teal did was murdered about 2 weeks after Teal, while Moss was already in custody.
Oh, shit.
And it was never spoken about in the trial.
Why, though?
Isn't that weird? So a lot of people think Moss was innocent and just kind of like a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Because, again, he didn't speak a lot of English. He was there. It was kind of easy. He's a farmhand. Who's going to really argue this?
He's got no family or anyone there.
He doesn't have family here. So you never know. Because nobody ever looked into it. Now, this is really funny. There's a ghost metal band in Dixon called Bloody Gulch, named after this.
All right.
I don't know if you're wondering what ghost metal is.
I was, and then I didn't know if I was the only one not in on this.
Nope, I didn't know either. I still don't really know, to be honest. Go ahead and Google it for yourself. It's really hard to explain. But it's kind of, I'm like, good for you guys.
Is it just...
They like created a new genre.
Is it
basically
spooky metal?
I don't know how to explain it.
All right.
You just got to listen to it. So go listen to Bloody Gulch.
I'm gonna.
It's a Dixon band. Good for them.
I'm going to put that on my new record player.
Bloody Gulch.
Can I ask what a gulch is?
A gulch is like a culvert, kind of.
Oh,
like a ditch.
Okay, so it's just another word for that.
Yeah, it's just a bloody gulch.
Cool.
Now, apparently on dark and stormy evenings, you can see either a full body apparition of Frank, or you can just see his bloody hand sticking out of the dirt.
I don't want that.
That would be gnarly.
Well, because then you are like, what if, I wonder how many times people call in or like, I see see a body. And then
see
they get
a bloody
out there
hand.
and there's nothing.
I know. I really wonder that.
That's weird.
There's also this weird legend. I couldn't find anything else about it, but a couple of people being like, oh yeah, I saw a little girl or like a girl running down the road. That there's this like young girl that roams down that road, and apparently she was murdered in like an abandoned home off the roadway. I couldn't find anything to like substantiate this, but people talk about it, so it is like a weird haunt.
Lore.
Now, there is a 666 Bloody Gulch Road that's an octagonal home.
Yes.
And the owner said it's very haunted.
Yes.
So much so that he felt compelled to become an ordained minister to keep himself safe.
Wow.
Yes. So that is a home. I looked it up on Google Maps. I like creeped hard on this person. If you're listening right now, I like scooped right in on your home. But I was like, oh my God, look at this. So I just can't imagine being like, I live at 666 Bloody Gulch Road.
I mean, you must be hardcore as fuck if
you
that's
have
where
to
you
be
decide
so
to move.
metal.
Yeah.
And it's like an
You have to be ghost
octagonal
metal.
home. Like, that's crazy.
An octagonal home would be really cool.
Is it octagonal or octagonal? Octagonal, I think it is.
Octagonal sounds stupid.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm sure-
Octagonal.
Don't tell me how it's
It's
said.
like hexagonal.
Yeah, right.
So maybe it is octagonal.
I don't know. It's an octagon-shaped house.
Hi.
That's all we know. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's one of those words I don't care to know the name, how to say it.
Yeah, whatever.
Octagonal. So that is Bloody Gulch Road.
Wowza.
And I just think the name alone is pretty rad.
I want to buy that house.
Yeah, that house must be a trip.
I don't want to move out of my home though, so.
No. But it's cool.
Yeah.
So the next one I want to talk about is the murder of Mary Jane Reed on the Devil's Back, near the Devil's Backbone.
That sounds really familiar.
Now this case I'd never heard of.
Okay.
It's like there's only so much information because it was in the 1940s, but it's like unsolved and but I kind of want to look into it further. If I find anything else about it, maybe we'll do like a Patreon episode about it or something if I can find more. I just found like a really, generalized overview of this. So it happened in 1948. 17-year-old Mary Jane Reed met 28-year-old Stanley Skridla.
Okay.
Skridla. So they met working together at the DeKalb Ogle Telephone Company.
At the phone book.
She was a switchboard operator, which is so 40s. I can't stand it.
I love that so much.
I can't handle it.
Isn't that like when you ring like the two numbers and you're like, can you connect me to my
It's
friend
like
Stacy down the
stick
road?
the little things in the slots.
Oh.
Little switchboard.
Okay. That was really informational. Thank you.
You know it.
Yeah.
They have the headset. They stick the things in the little things.
They
The
connect
switchboard.
you to the person you want to call.
Yeah,
They're
but
an
it's like-
operator.
but they sit there with that switchboard.
Yeah.
That's
They
the
stick
important
the things
part.
into the slots.
They stick the things in the slots. Okay.
People are like, what happened to you guys
I don't
over
know.
Christmas?
It's been a holiday. It's the holiday season. No, it's not. It's over.
Yeah, Christmas is gone.
All
Shut
right.
up.
So Stanley was working as a lineman, which my dad was at one point. So I was like, go lineman.
I believe my dad was also a lineman.
Weird. And you know what's even weirder?
Telephones.
This guy was a Navy veteran, which my dad was as well.
My dad was as
Right.
well, so that's really weird.
But you know what? My dad is not a Stanley.
My father is not either.
Nope, so it's not him. But I thought that was weird.
You got a Don, I got a Thom.
We do a thumb.
My dad's name is Thom. Shut up.
His name is Tom, Thom.
But I love calling him Thom, and he, much to his dismay.
Yeah, he does not love it, but I love it. So they immediately dug each other. Now, again, she was 17, he was 28, but age difference, whatever, different time, different shit. I'm not even gonna, whatever.
She had a thing for...
I feel like in the 40s that happened all the time.
she needed a zaddy.
There you go. So Mary Jane was known as very independent, kind, strong, like not one to take any shit.
Hell
Like she
yeah.
just seemed like a badass bitch.
She was a switchboard operator.
She was. So she also had big dreams. And
That's sad.
photos of her, you look at photos of her and you're like, oh, you were going to be a star. Like she just has that like way about her.
Yeah.
Very 40s like pin-up-y look to her. And it's just like, oh,
I would
Man.
give to live in that time.
right? So her parents' names were Clifford and Ruth Reed.
Adorable.
Adorable. June 24th, 1948. Mary Jane and Stanley were set to go on their first date. So their first date was in Stanley's Buick. They were going to go so they went and had some dinner, and then they just went to different like taverns and bars and just had some drinks and like danced and just had a nice time. They were seen by many witnesses, so their whereabouts are confirmed in different places. They stopped last for the night at this place called the Stenhouse, which is now the Roadhouse. It still stands. It's just a different name.
Roadhouse?
No, just a roadhouse. The Roadhouse. That's what it's called. Then they were going to just do some driving, and they were going to plan to park at a lover's lane.
I was just going to ask you if this was going to be a lover's lane
because of the 40s, and that's what they did.
My goodness.
And this lover's lane, weirdly enough, is in the air, like in that like Devil's Backbone area, which is like, what a place for a lover's lane.
Yeah, really.
On a place called the Devil's Backbone.
It was trying to change its image.
Yeah, what is your image?
Its image.
It was trying to have an image makeover.
It did a new image.
So, unfortunately, they were last seen at the Stenhouse, and they never came home. Now, Mary Jane's mother was, of course, worried sick. She called police. She told them that she would not just not come home without calling. She never did that.
Right.
Early the next morning, a highway worker named John Eckerd was driving down Country Farm Road when he saw a random bloody shoe on the side of the road. And he was like, what the fuck? And of course, he's a highway employee, so he gets out and he's like, I have to do something about this because I'm a highway employee. And he looks at it, and then he happens to notice a body lying not too far off the road.
Oh, no.
It was Stanley.
Oh, Stanley.
He was shot a ton of times with what I believe they said was a .32 caliber handgun. Mm-hmm. They found shells at the scene. He was on his stomach in the grass.
Oh.
A path of streaked blood had showed that he was dragged there. So of course the highway worker called police. They started a huge search. They soon found his Buick, not far away, and it was near the lover's lane, so they were they were basically parked there.
Right.
There was no blood in the car, but they did find a cigarette on the floor with a lipstick stain on it, and they were like, that must have been Mary Jane's.
Yeah, that's spooky.
I know, isn't that creepy? So Mary Jane's parents were informed of Stanley's body being found, but they were told there was no sign of Mary Jane.
Right.
Now, they're obviously a wreck, but now they're hoping, is she kidnapped? Does someone have her? Is she alive?
Right, holding out hope.
Yeah, and some of her family members, I think it was her siblings, because she had older siblings and younger ones, they went to a psychic during the time that they were waiting. It was only a few days. Mm-hmm. But they went to a psychic, and the psychic said that she was alive and being held in a shack by an older man.
Oh, okay.
Now, there was a huge multi-county search for her. It was going nuts. So it wasn't until June 29th, a few days later, that Mary Jane's body was found.
Oh, no.
She was seen by a passing truck driver, who was high up in the truck so he could see her. She was in the weeds off the road on Silica Road, which is now the Devil's Backbone.
Uh-huh.
She was shot once in the chest. She was wearing brown loafers, a white blouse, and no pants.
Oh, no.
Her pants were folded neatly and placed on her back.
Spooky.
She was also wearing her mother's wedding ring.
Oh.
Because their mother had, given it to her for the night to wear.
Oh.
Yeah. That just, makes me sad. Rumors circulated about her head being missing. And that will come back later, so hang on to that.
You know what? Also, it's really bad luck to wear somebody else's wedding ring.
It is really bad luck, you're right.
So,
but usually I feel like it's just bad luck in relationships, not
usually, but
this is really bad luck.
It is.
Now, when her parents were told, her brother, who was 5 at the time, his name was Warren, and he's been instrumental in trying to get this case solved still. He said at the time, even though he was 5, he remembers it vividly. He said, quote, "I was holding my mom's hand and I could feel the energy just drain out of her."
Oh, no.
Isn't that just oh.
That's really sad. Well, that's such a traumatic event, too. It makes sense that he remembers it so vividly.
For sure. Yeah. Because, you always think, kids that age don't remember things at, really anything, because they could forget what they had for breakfast the day before.
Yeah, but they totally remember things like that.
Certain events, one of my twin who was in the hospital earlier this year, she remembers every freaking detail of that hospital stay.
Sometimes she remembers the doctor's names.
Oh yeah, she will remember the littlest detail, and she brings it up all the time. And I'm like, I wish you would forget that, because I'm I want to forget that.
Anything. Let's forget
but
that.
But it's and she's 4. It's crazy.
He's turning 5 though.
I know, they're such babies. So the chief deputy, Willard Jiggs Burright.
Oh, getting jiggy with
it. He was the lead investigator on the case. He immediately ruled out robbery because he said nothing was stolen. The Buick was left there. She's wearing the ring. His wallet was still in his pocket with his paycheck and his money in it.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were like, this definitely wasn't robbery, but they were like, it's very vicious. And there had to have been a reason for it. So witnesses were interviewed, ex-boyfriends were looked into, ex-girlfriends. Witnesses did say they saw two strange, like really suspicious men outside of one of the bars that they were at that evening. And they kind of, that theory kind of lives on.
Okay.
The two strange men outside of a thing. Like, people think those guys had something to do with it.
Yeah.
The theory everyone held, though, was that this was kind of like a love triangle thing, or some jealous lover of Mary Jane's.
I think people like to hold on to a love triangle thing because it's interesting.
Exactly. But they looked at it because Stanley had, like, been demolished with bullets. I mean, he was really
overkill.
taken out, and she was possibly held alive for a little bit.
And I feel like we talked about in, like, one of the, I think it might have been the two hikers that went missing.
Yes.
And they found folded pants.
Yeah.
Doesn't folding the pants show some kind of aspect of, like, caring?
It does, yeah, like some kind of
personal touch.
thing. It's almost like a message of some sort.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, the case went cold because there just wasn't anything they could go with. Because also, they found shell casings at the scene where Mary Jane was found, too, meaning she was shot in the chest in that field.
Right.
So that's why they, I'm like, yes. That's why they think that she might have been held a couple of days, and then they were
Right.
like, was that psychic, right?
Maybe.
Like, held in a shack by an older man?
That's so
was that
fucking
happening?
scary. The thought of being held in a
Right?
shack.
By an older dude? Like,
Nope.
oh.
Nope.
No, thank you. So the case went cold for a bit. They kept reopening it every now and then. Like in the 50s they tried, but they couldn't get anything going.
Right.
So it went cold for a while. And a lot of the original evidence, actually, like the photos, some of like the reports and interviews went
Gone.
missing.
How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know.
Can someone tell me how an evidence
Yeah,
goes
somebody
missing?
tell me how you lose evidence.
It's somewhere.
I feel like it's like, come on.
Like, listen up, buddy boy.
So the guy who became the Ogle County sheriff in 1970, his name was Jerry Brooks. He was like, I'm going to go ham trying to solve this case. Because he was like, I
Yes.
feel like it can be solved. He noticed, that most of the stuff was missing, or it was like destroyed or whatever. And he tried interviewing old witnesses, but he said most of them were already dead. Or some of them were so old, or it was so
Didn't
long ago
remember.
that they were like, I don't fucking remember. Like,
Yeah.
and to think about it, you don't remember.
No,
What the
and
hell?
I mean,
You could ask me something about last week, and I'd be like, I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
Like, it's too hard.
I barely even know what today is.
Well, Jerry Brooks left his job in 1990, but he had worked on it the entire time for decades.
Wow.
And he still believes to this day it can be solved. He was like, I know it will be solved.
I want it to be.
Now, the 5-year-old brother we mentioned, Warren, he never stopped trying to find his sister's killer. In 2005, he requested that her body be exhumed because he was like, we have to find a clue. And he was having trouble getting it done, but this guy named Mike Arians, who was the mayor of the town from 1999, he also owned a restaurant in town. He said, I'm going to help you, because he was like, I believe this too.
That's
I believe
awesome.
we should exhume her. We should find this out. And he believed that there was a cover-up happening. And he said,
why did all that evidence go
it's a
missing?
weird scenario. So he also said he owned a restaurant called the Roadhouse.
Shut up.
And he said it was the original Stenhouse. He bought it.
Yep.
And he was like, he's like, I know it sounds weird, but like there's some weird paranormal stuff happening in that place. And I believe it's connected to this. And I think we have to solve this to make
gotta
her
chill.
be allowed to rest.
Right.
And so
Ooh, I just got a whole ass chill.
right? And again, remember, the Stenhouse was the last place that they were before they were killed.
Yeah.
Stanley and Mary Jane.
So maybe she goes back to try to, like,
Exactly.
get help.
So he said he thinks that it was definitely Mary Jane's ghost in there, and he thought it was possibly her mother's as well.
Oh.
I know, like, wouldn't
Like,
let
they
go.
found each other
Yeah.
afterwards.
And he said one of the things that will happen is on the jukebox randomly, like spontaneously, and it will repeat all the time.
My whole ass
Suddenly,
body.
the jukebox will just start playing Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66's After Sunrise, which I didn't listen to, but I kind of want to now. Maybe we
Yeah.
should pause and quickly just hear a part of it. Hold on.
I feel as though it's going to be haunting.
We just listened to it.
And let me tell you, if that shit started playing on my jukebox, I would burn everything I owned to the ground.
I'm sure it's like a wonderful song if you're just listening to it, but hearing it in that context is like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know if we can play a part of it. Are you going to?
I don't think we can. I don't know if we can, so I'm not going to. But
Yeah,
and
go
I actually
listen
said
to
Brazil 66's. I think it's 77. Sorry,
Oh.
but it's After
Damn it.
Sunrise.
And it's fucked up. It literally starts and it sounds like like a scratch.
Oh, it sounds creepy.
It sounds like nails on a
creaky.
chalkboard almost.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of like la 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 la,
It's almost Gilmore Girls-esque, but like terrifying.
like scary Gilmore.
Yeah,
Girls.
I don't like that at all. My whole last body, ever since you said that, has been covered in chills, and they won't go away.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well,
I'm
and
uncomf.
employees at the restaurant won't work certain shifts because they're like, no, fuck that. I've seen too much shit on these shifts, so I will not work at night. Like, they'll see full apparitions. They say she'll just stroll through the restaurant, like, just, hey,
I
here
wish
I am.
that she could talk to them.
I know, and tell them what happened. And they said they smell perfume and flowers randomly.
That happens
and
all the time at our childhood
I know,
house.
it
That's
does.
weird.
And it'll get cold in
Yeah.
random spots in the restaurant. And weirdest of all,
Oh, what?
yeah, a flower delivery addressed to Mary Jane was sent to the Roadhouse on Mary Jane's birthday, and they couldn't track who it came from.
Do you know when? Like what?
I don't know
year?
what year it was, but they said they couldn't trace who it was from.
What the fuck?
And why was it sent there?
What the fuck?
And yeah, and dishes will fly and shatter and stuff. It's crazy.
My whole last body is vibrating in
Yeah.
chills.
And together, Warren and, mayor guy there,
Oh, him.
Mike Arian, they helped they were able to get the judge to agree to having her body exhumed. And they wanted it to be examined by a forensic pathologist and, like, really do the damn thing. So August 23rd, 2005, it happened.
Wow.
They exhumed her. She was completely intact, including her head. And there was even skin still on her bones.
Wow.
Weirdly, there was a dress and a slip found inside, wrapped in newspaper that had a story of her murder.
I don't know if I.
Yeah.
What?
And nobody, like, goes into that. They're like, yeah, that was found in there, and it was weird.
I wonder if you know how like people will do weird shit when they bury people. Sometimes?
Yeah, I wonder if it's just, I don't know.
somebody being like
Now,
weird.
unfortunately, they did find some things, I guess, that would possibly lead to some leads in the case. But then the investigators said that the handling of the original case was so poorly done and so poorly handled that they were like, it's basically tainted forever. Like,
That
it's going to be hard to
sucks.
piece this all back together.
But do it.
But the two people of interest originally, talked about that were, like, outside of the bars.
Yeah, the two strange
they were,
men.
Yeah, they were brought up again after the exhumation because witnesses came forward again naming them, but they were dead.
Damn it.
And there wasn't enough to name them publicly because they still have families and they
can't
have
destroy
nothing.
people's
You can't just say
reputation.
their names. So I think it was the county sheriff Mel Mezer said they're not here to defend themselves. They do have families that are still alive, and we can't definitely say they were the people who committed the crime.
Damn.
So it's literally just like right there.
I want to solve this.
But
What?
December 2007, Lisa Kleppinger. Sorry, Lisa. Lisa Kleppinger. She's a board-certified forensic anthropologist at the University of Illinois. She was assisted by John Moore, who's a professor of anatomy, pathophysiology, and forensics at Parkland College in Champaign. They were asked to examine the bones. Mm-hmm. They took a look at it, and they said the bones in that casket are from two different bodies. So her skull and her upper spine are from a different body.
Shut the fuck
Yes.
up. So her head is still missing.
So it indicates that the rumors about her being found without a head were presumably true.
And they just grabbed somebody else's head and put it
they
in her
put
casket?
a different head in this casket with her.
Oh
Now,
my
Warren
God.
says his older sister was the one who identified the body when it happened because her parents were just too upset.
Yeah, of course.
And so she said when they showed her Mary Jane, they did not show her full body. She was able to identify her because of the ring.
So she didn't
And
even
so she
see
said,
a
I
head.
didn't see a head. I did not see her head. And then also he said crime scene photos, which we don't have anymore, don't show her head.
That is so
Yeah.
spooky and
Isn't that
so
insane?
bizarre.
And he said the theory of whoever killed her could have been like jealous and obsessed. Maybe they took her head to keep.
Maybe.
Like it makes sense.
People are
and
fucked up.
Warren's like, it could be in a fucking box somewhere or on someone's shelf. Like someone could have this skull.
Oh my God.
And they were like, and then they said they think it might have been a local police officer who had become obsessed with her, and that's why this cover-up happened. because it was a law enforcement officer.
What the fuck? I need
to solve this case.
That is easily one of the more bizarre cases,
isn't
that
it?
We've gone
blew
over.
my
I'm
mind.
like a little bit.
You're like,
I'm
I
like
can't
having a hard
handle.
time talking. Wow.
They did exhume Stanley as well, his body, and he was
his whole ass head there?
autopsied. He was all together, and it was in 2015. They said nothing new really came of his.
Yeah.
The Roadhouse is still like a ghost hunting location. It's a huge tourist attraction now. He has photos of Mary Jane up in the restaurant.
Oh, that's cool.
And
I like it's like paying homage to
it's
her.
kind of cool. And then also Mike Arians started the Mary Jane Reid Foundation.
Yeah.
And on the website it says the Mary Jane Reid Foundation has established as a tribute to her as a living memorial, assisting women and their families of any age, race, color, or creed who have been brutally assaulted and assist them in any positive way possible to ease their pain and stress, assuring that they have a network of support at no cost to them.
Wow.
Which I was like, what a nice thing to do in her name.
That's awesome. You know, go ahead.
Oh, no, don't worry. But I was just going to say, I think it ends with the founders were so moved by the brutal unsolved murder of Mary Jane Reid in 1948 that they set this course as a path of life and hope in her name for those who have suffered a similar fate.
Oh, I love that.
And it's still unsolved.
It's also very interesting. I feel like whoever, like I said, with the jeans and everything, it seemed personal. And also it seems like somebody who knew her knew where she was going to be that night.
Exactly.
Knew that she was going on a date.
Yes.
And was like pissed off about it.
Exactly. Was not happy about it.
Interesting.
I know, right?
Wow.
I know.
And definitely the overkill of the man she was on the date with indicates.
Everything I read described him as riddled with bullets.
Right. And she was shot once.
Once in the chest.
But her head was obviously.
And her head was missing.
Taken off somehow.
It was missing.
What the fuck?
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, that is real bizarre.
So I want to keep looking into this case because now I feel like I want this solved.
I do too. I'm like connected to that now. And also, I don't need that. Thank you.
Okay.
I just like took out my charger so I could move my laptop. And Alaina's so sweet. She handed it to me.
I'm so nice.
Wow. Wow. And also that song.
Oh yeah.
That guys, you have again. Say what's the song again?
It's After Sunrise.
It is so spooky.
It's so much.
Go
and just
listen
to it and think of it turning on randomly.
And yeah,
like while you're cleaning up a restaurant at night after everybody's gone.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
It's like this Christmas I almost ruined. I didn't actually do it. But I was like, the Little Drummer Boy came on.
Yeah.
And if you listen to our Myra Hindley and Ian Brady episode, you know that song has been ruined forever for all of you and for us too. Mm-hmm. And it came on in our kitchen. And I looked at my mother-in-law and I was like, you know, I could ruin this for you forever. And she was like, don't do it. And I was like,
nice.
okay. And I didn't do it, but I was like, just know I can ruin this for you. And she was like, I don't want to know. And then she was like, I hate it because now I'm thinking of why it could be ruined. And I was like,
she's like the purest human alive.
And John hasn't listened to that episode. And I was like, you know this song? And he was like, don't
I'm surprised
do it.
that you didn't change. Did you change it?
I walked out of the room. I was like, I'm not listening to this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to listen to that.
I literally can't. Like, it gave me chills down my spine.
Somebody actually commented on that Instagram randomly the other day while I was on our, like, Morbid Podcast Instagram, and the picture of Leslie Ann Downey, like, the cute one came up.
Yeah.
But I can't look at her without seeing the crime scene.
Oh, it literally
I'm
just
sorry.
popped in my head, and I feel like
too.
I want to scream.
Yep, it's horrific.
Like,
and
it's like getting shot. It's
No,
like
it
a
is.
bullet. When it pops into your head, you literally feel like taking a bullet.
my stomach just turned.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's fucked up.
Guys, that's a real rough one.
That case was really
I'll
hard
never
to get
over
through.
that one.
The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Well, let's go on to something lighter.
Exactly. Now we're going to end on a fun note, which is your freaking listener tales.
And I'd like to thank this person who wrote this. I don't know if we're supposed to say their name. It doesn't say not to, so I'm just going to say the first. Oh, it says you can use my name.
There you
Hunter.
go.
So this is from Hunter, and the subject line is, the time a Girl Scout demon attacked my 12-year-old ass listener story.
I'm ready for this.
And I also want to thank Hunter because they not only wrote a whole ass email, but also attached a Google Doc where it's double spaced.
I love that.
That's really helpful.
Let me just tell you, that's like, you're the real MVP when you do that.
When you go the extra mile like that to save me from myself, it's appreciated.
Save me from myself.
To save me from reading. All right. So, hey, you two weirdos. To start, I want to say Morbid is my favorite podcast, and I've gotten to the point where I'm already re-listening to episodes. I love you weirdos and your amazing way of telling these gruesome stories while also shining lights on the victims and their family. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before I tell my story, I just want to say that paranormal activity and true crime seems to follow me. Before I was even born, a lady at my mom's work used to tell my mom that I was going to be a girl and I was going to be, quote, be able to see beyond this world.
Ooh.
She pretty much predicted my gender and the fact that I'd have a sixth sense. I'm not really sure what else to call it, which my mom didn't truly believe until I was born. Throughout my life, I've come into contact with numerous spirits. I've survived a kidnapping. Bodies have been dumped by my house. I've seen numerous UFOs, or what I can only assume are UFOs, by my house. I have spoken to my recently deceased relatives, and I have a wicked ability to sense something if something is going to happen and pick up vibes from people, places, and things. I know it sounds like a lot of BS, but I pinky promise I'm not a dingbat.
I believe you.
I love that phrase. But without further ado, I'll start my tale of how a crazy demon Girl Scout planned on dragging my 12-year-old ass to hell. So, I just kicked my microphone away from me.
You're so excited.
I'm so stoked. So since I was about 7 or 8, I had been going to spend a week at a Girl Scout summer camp in northern Illinois. I would choose what activities I wanted to be a part of when I got there. I would be assigned to a cabin and make friends, etc., etc. I would get to ride horses, make friendship bracelets, learn archery, go swimming in a fairly nice pool, and make a ton of friends. I always brought a disposable camera with me as well to take pictures of the nature and the friends that I made. I mean, it sounds super great, right? Wrong.
Oh,
I mean,
I was like, yes, it does.
It does. I mean, there were never really any strange happenings at the camp until the summer of 2012, but ghost stories were told and I would sometimes get weird vibes, but brushed it off because nothing ever happened to me. The campground I was staying on consisted of 4 cabins and a huge rec room for indoor activities. 2 out of the 4 cabins housed girls who were part of my activity groups for the week. My cabin was peachy, and the other 7 girls I was bunking with were super chill. The other cabin, however, was a nightmare. There was one girl who was absolutely bonkers. Let's call this girl Abby. Since the second we got to our cabins, Abby was already fighting with the girl she was bunking with. There was one girl in particular she did not get along with. But anyways, it was about 3 days into the weirdest week of camp I had experienced yet. It was the middle of the day and all the girls were just hanging out in the cabins before we went to do our next activity. Next thing you know, we hear screaming coming from the cabin next to ours.
Uh-oh.
The cabin was about 30 feet away from us. We peeked out of our screen windows of the cabin to try to see what was happening when 2 girls from the other cabin rushed over to our cabin and flung open the screen door. They were so pale they looked sick. Everyone asked what was wrong and if they were okay, and then one of the girls just looked at us and stated, "Abby stabbed her."
What?
We were all silent and I went to lock the cabin doors, like that would do anything because they were screen doors.
But you know what? You do what you do.
You do what you do. The other girl explained that Abby and the other girl had been fighting, and Abby took scissors out of her friendship bracelet kit and stabbed the other girl through the hand.
With friendship bracelet scissors?
That is not French. That is not what friendship is about.
That's not crafty.
Now, are you ready for this, Alaina?
I'm ready for this.
I picked these ones. So Abby got into trouble, but stayed at the camp for whatever fucking reason, and the other girl was taken to the infirmary to take care of her hand.
Okay, this is 1, why I never went to summer camp. I went to theater camp. Thank you very much. And then 2, why my kids are never going to summer camp.
No, fuck summer camp.
What the fuck is that about summer camp?
I'll barely go to stay like in Annie's cabin, or not cabin, Annie's like, what's
Campground?
Campground, yeah.
There you go.
It's like glamping. Like they don't even use tents. They have like a beautiful like RV.
Sure.
It's not an RV, but
You're like, I don't know what any of
they
it
have
is.
a nice thing that you can shower in, and there's bedrooms, and it's really beautiful. But
Yeah.
everybody makes fun of me because I don't want to go camping.
No way.
Anyways, the next day continued as usual and we all went to bed. The day continued as usual and we all went to bed. The next day was a normal day, except we all kept our distance from Crazy Scissor Girl and
you
tried
did?
not to get on her bad side.
Yeah.
Good plan. That night, the girls in my cabin were supposed to be sleeping, but we were all up talking and making jokes. Everything was fine until one girl stopped laughing and turned very pale. I noticed she was staring out the left side of our cabin towards our neighboring cabin. She slowly turned to us and whispered, "Do you see that?" We looked
nope,
at her,
don't want to.
super confused, until she pointed out her window, and we all went to the left side of the cabin to see what she was talking about. Slowly, each one of us saw it. Standing by a tree between our cabin and our neighbors was a black figure staring into our cabin. It was the shape of a human, but we could tell it was not human.
Nope.
There was a long silence, and then we all started whispering frantically back and forth to one another, trying to figure out what we were all seeing. Most of the girls, including myself, started to cry.
Oh.
I was filled with fear. What was this thing? What was it going to do to us? Where did it come from? After about 10 minutes of having a staring contest with this demon, it started to slowly move toward our cabin.
Fuck that.
I'm saging my house after this.
Fuck that.
All at once, every single one of us started to scream at the top of our lungs. I climbed into a top bunk with one of my friends, and we held each other while she peed her pants, and I sobbed so hard I didn't even notice that I was covered with another 12-year-old girl's urine.
This is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
It's
Just
also-
a bunch of little girls, like, literally sobbing
terrifying.
and peeing their pants.
Like
this is
actually peeing their
awful.
pants. We screamed our counselor's name at the top of our lungs. I honestly thought my throat was going to start bleeding. We watched as this thing crept up to our cabin. Then, when I thought it was all over, this creature demon got on all fours, ran back to the tree, and climbed up this motherfucking tree backwards. Backwards. On all fours. Like, what? Then our counselor ran into our cabin and we all shouted to her what had just happened. We were so inconsolable she could barely understand any of us. She ended up deciding to take us out of our cabins and walk across the campgrounds in the fucking pitch black dead of night to the rec center to our other 3 counselors who were staying there. It took about 5 minutes, but it honestly felt like a lifetime and a half to get to that fucking building. We all explained to the counselors what we had seen and what happened. One counselor sat with us while the other 3 went to go out and look around the grounds. I was certain she was dead, but then she came back to explain she didn't find anything, but the weather was getting extremely bad and we needed to sleep in the rec room because there might be a tornado. Which was
on top of a demon sighting. Cool.
Right? And they say, which was my number one fear as a child, even over demons.
Good.
She also stated that the other cabins on our grounds needed to come sleep with us. This included Scissors Girl.
What the this is literal nightmare.
It is. I was not thrilled. Looking back, the weather turning on its head like that, like it did, was extremely weird. I ended up not sleeping that night because I was so sick thinking about how there was a literal demon making its way to my cabin to drag my child ass to the pits of hell.
God.
Like, excuse me? I was also nervous because Abby was sleeping right by me and she had actually stabbed someone. So I was not having the greatest time.
No.
The next morning, I walked to breakfast in silence, and so did every other girl from my cabin. At breakfast, 2 other girls from the other cabin started asking us about last night and what happened. We were quiet and didn't explain much except for that we got scared of something in the woods. One of the 2 casually said they saw something that night that freaked them out too, and was wondering if we had seen the same thing. I looked at her and asked what she had seen, and she explained there was a weird figure lurking around their cabin last night, and they started to hear screams from our cabin. The other girl ended this short tale by stating that the figure climbed up the tree backwards by their cabin and disappeared.
I love that this girl was like, weird. I saw something that was like a little freaky last night too. It was this weird figure who walked up a tree backwards on all fours.
Right?
Like, did you guys see something like that?
Is that
like,
what you
she's
guys saw?
Very casual.
I wonder if she heard the rumor and was like,
Very
oh my God, saw the
casual.
same thing. So weird.
Yeah.
The girls from my cabin leaned in and we all started to discuss what we had seen, and everything matched up. We walked back to our cabins in silence again, still processing what had happened. When we got back to our cabin, we sat there and started to talk about last night. All of a sudden, Abby ran up, screamed, and smashed her face into the screen door. That's a really funny picture. I'm sorry. Boom. This girl needs some help.
She needs to talk to someone.
Immediately, the girl who first saw the figure screamed and burst into tears, pointing and yelling, "That's the face! That's the face I saw!"
What?
So the demon had Abby's face. We all turned to Abby, who stood there menacingly until she silently walked away from our cabin without a word.
Guys,
Dude, fuck Abby.
camp counselors, hear me. It's time to send Abby home.
Yeah. Call Abby's parents.
Call
and
Abby's, like, you know,
caregivers.
her sires. I don't know what. Her like emperors or whatever she has as
No, you know what? They
like,
all knew that Abby had no contact information. They were like, well, we can't send her home.
They were like, well, we can't call hell, so we're just gonna have to keep her here.
the phone line to Satan is busy right now.
Send her home.
We all turned up. She stood there menacingly and she walked away without saying a word.
She sure did.
We all started crying again, and the counselors let all the girls call their moms.
Oh, that's nice of them.
What the fuck else are you
Who
gonna
are
do?
these counselors?
Well, they're probably like 16.
Yeah, get it together.
I told my mom everything. She told me to stay the rest of the weekend and enjoy camp, and I would see her soon. But I explained I was afraid to die and lose my soul while sobbing on the line. She convinced me to stay, but many girls ended up leaving for the week. The rest of the week, I was sick and on edge. When I saw my mom at the end of the week, I sobbed. After that, I never went back to camp.
Yeah, no shit.
A couple years later, I heard the camp got shut down for leaky pipes, but I don't believe that. The property is currently up for sale, but I don't know who in their right mind would buy that land. To this day, I have not developed the pictures from that summer and did not keep in contact with any of my friends from camp. I also still have vivid nightmares due to this incident.
Develop the photos immediately.
Now. Don't even look at them. Just send them to us.
Do not pass go. Just send those.
Yeah,
I need to see those.
That's crazy. Thank you for reading my long-ass demon camp story. This was easily one of the scariest moments of my life. And if you do not choose to read it, you can shorten it however you'd like. No. P.S. I wanted to let you guys know that I work right off Archer Ave in Illinois, and I pass Resurrection Cemetery quite frequently. It's extremely creepy, and I know people who have seen Mary roaming around. I've never seen her, though. And then they corrected our Naperville pronunciation. And also DuPage. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Oh, wait, they corrected it?
Yeah, I know people who live in Naperville, and it's pronounced Naperville, like Paperville. Also, DuPage.
Naperville. Thank you for that.
We also, when I looked up...
Naperville, DuPage. Love you so much.
DuPage, I guess. When I looked up, like, emails from Illinois, 90% of them were just other people. No, 90% of them were other people from Illinois, like other parts of Illinois, saying that people from Naperville suck. So,
so we're not saying it, but
sorry, Karen.
Your fellow Illinoisians are saying
Illinoisians. Anyway, so they said, thank you guys for bringing your wonderful podcast to the world, and I hope you keep it weird, but not so weird that you stab a girl with scissors from your friendship bracelet kit and also might be a demon and stare into my soul until I cry and climb up a tree backwards after scaring a cabin full of children. Love, Hunter.
Wow.
And also, Hunter said, you can use my name, and if you're interested in any of my other true crime, paranormal, or extraterrestrial sightings stories, I would be thrilled to share with you weirdos. I also, Hunter, would like to know about the time you survived a kidnapping, and I would love to know about the bodies that were left along your home.
Hunter, come at us.
You got some splaining to do.
You gotta bring us more, because this was great.
That was really good.
Hunter, thank you. I forgive you for correcting Naperville.
I do too.
But this was wonderful.
This was
absolutely
oh my God,
wonderful.
Hunter, you lived a nightmare.
Oh, Naperville.
Hey yo, let's talk about Audible. With an Audible membership, you can download titles and listen offline anytime, anywhere. The Audible app is free and can be installed on all smartphones and tablets. You can listen across devices without losing your spot, and Audible members don't have to worry about using their credits right away. You can keep your credits for up to a year and use them to binge on a whole butt series if you'd like to. And if you're not loving your selection, simply swap it out for another. Alaina, what have you been listening to / reading in your mind on Audible?
Reading in my mind.
That's what I like to call it.
Well, first of all, Audible is awesome because I've never really had the opportunity to have my books read to me as an adult. So that's kind of fun. And I have been listening to my favorite book of all time, which I've read a million times, but I've never had read to me.
What?
Death's Acre.
Me too. One of my favorites.
It's by Dr. Bill Bass. Love you, Dr. Bill Bass. I know you're like a zillion, so you're probably not listening to this podcast, but if you are, what's up?
Hello.
And John Jefferson, and it's narrated by George Grizzard, and I downloaded it on Audible, and I've been listening to it. It's amazing. And I love that I can do it.
That makes me so happy for you. And guys, guess what? If audiobooks aren't your thing, don't worry, because Audible also offers podcasts, guided wellness programs, theatrical performances, A-list comedy, and exclusive Audible originals you will not find anywhere else. So that is really cool. You don't have to just listen to a book. You can listen to an audiobook or a podcast, or just do a workout program, or laugh at some comedy.
Yeah, you don't have to just listen to a book. You can listen to an audiobook.
It would be amazing, and it would make you so happy. And honestly, whenever I would drive into work, I used to work in Boston, and I live outside of Boston, about like 30 minutes, but we all know that takes about an hour in traffic time.
Oh, easy.
So I would just plug in an audiobook and be like, boom. But then I would get a little sick of that. So then I'd be like, I want to laugh today. Comedy. Boom. And it makes a long trip feel super short.
It does.
It does. I know, huh? Well, visit audible.com/morbid or text morbid to 500-500. Again, that's visit audible.com/morbid or text morbid to 500-500.
Okay. Wow. That was a good one. Should we read one more? I think we have time for one more.
I think if I were you, I would read Lady in Red.
That's the one I was going to read.
I knew it.
All right, so this listener tale is called Lady in Red.
Wow, that was beautiful, but you woke Franklin up.
Thank you. Sorry for good.
Hey. He just looked at you like he was like, okay, it's all right.
Yeah,
it was Auntie Lainey.
He just winked and went back to sleep.
He's like, if it was Mom, I would eat her alive.
Hey, weirdos. Love your show and love the listener tales. Me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'd like to take a second to thank you and the listeners both for constantly giving us all new stories to enjoy. I agree. Thank you, listeners.
I know. I like that you thank the listeners. That was sweet.
That was nice. All weirdos, please give yourselves a well-deserved pat on the back. And because I'm the seg champion of the world, here's my tale. I love that. Short and sweet. My name is Erin, but my friends call me Erin.
Because most of them start with my name is this, but my friends call me this.
Nope, my friends call me Erin. I'm from Southeast Michigan, and my story takes place in a weird Bermuda Triangle of the Murder Mitten. Yes, Murder Mitten. Our state is shaped like a mitten, and we are home to two cities that are often on the top 10 most dangerous cities list. Why? Because those areas in particular have a penchant for illegally making people a lot less alive. Wow. What a way to say it. That's awesome. Pure Michigan, TM.
I love that.
TM.
I like when people TM their things.
In this Bermuda Triangle of sorts, you can throw a stone in any direction and be in a different city. Also in this area is a lot of strange activity. It's made some of the most skeptic people I've ever known admit, even if only once, that there's plenty of unexplained, clearly paranormal fuckery going on in our backwoods hood. The year is 2005. My dear friend Amy, names except mine have been changed out of courtesy, lived just down the street from me with her grandmother. On this particular evening, Amy's family was in town visiting from Illinois, and they were having a bonfire. Friends were welcome, which is why my ex Nathan and I were present. It was beautiful early fall. So the air was crisp, the leaves were changing, and the cornfields were unharvested. You know.
Wait, can I make a side note? I read another listener tale that I couldn't put it in, but they said when you live in Illinois, like they're on one part you either are like a city slicker, or on the other part they said you are literally made of corn, and then they put in parentheses, I am corn. And I just want to shout that person out.
I love that. Well, these cornfields were unharvested. The sky was clear, and if memory serves, the moon was also full.
Yes.
As it got later in the evening, the crowd around the fire dwindled until the only people left were Amy, her cousins Ross and TJ, Nathan, and myself. We wasted absolutely no time in getting to the good stuff, ghost stories.
Yeah.
At this time, I only had a handful of ghost stories, and only one where I'd actually seen a ghost. I would later find out it was much more than one, but they often don't look much different than any of the live people I see. Pro tip, there's always something off about their eyes or the way they move.
Yeah.
So I was content to listen to the group tell their stories. When we were all good and on edge, the cousins dared Nathan to take a walk on a very specific path behind us. In the backyard, there were some fruit trees, and past those was a cornfield. No. The field had a small path that sort of split that portion of the field so that you could walk out to the woods behind it if you needed. I don't know why you'd need to.
Yeah,
but
no, I don't need that.
You could then take that path around and find yourself between the corn stalks and a fence that separated the old shut-down gravel pit from the property. This is a literal horror movie.
Yeah, this
right
is
here.
the beginning of it.
Either way, no matter where you were surrounded by corn on both sides, woods and corn, or gravel pit and corn. Children of the corn? Not out of the realm of possibility. Nathan wasn't particularly spooked by the idea of this dare. After all, he and I met while working at a haunted attraction as monsters. What a love story.
That's
I'm sorry
incredible.
you two aren't together. I hope it was an amicable split.
Me too.
Amy and I thought the dare was as scandalous as daring someone to high-five the person next to them at a sleepover. So, you know, big whoop. If Nathan completed his task, the cousins were going to give him $10. Or as Nate referred to it, hell yeah, that's a dime bag.
I see why you split.
So off he went, tra-la-la. Ash is like, I get it. As he neared the beginning of the trail, Amy and I both jumped to our feet and yelled for him to stop, which startled she and I because neither of us knew why we'd done it, much less expected to do it in unison. Nathan looked at us like we were insane, which was fair. I even begged him to come back, but he was hot for his dime bag, so I ended up jogging out to him, telling him if he was still going, then I would be accompanying him. In that moment, I watched a look come over his face that echoed the experience Amy and I just had. He wasn't sure why, but he wasn't walking that stupid trail. Naturally, Ross and TJ gave him crap for not going, but not for long. Our backs were turned to the fields, and that feeling that I was being watched came over me, so I turned around. In a matter of minutes, a thick fog had stretched from the woods over the top of the field, stopping right where the trail began and nowhere else. Not down by my parents' house, which could easily be seen from here, not across the street or the gravel pit, solely that area. I'm aware that fog can do this, I guess, but this was the only time I'd ever witnessed it myself, and it seemed like awfully coincidental timing. Everyone in our little group agreed and didn't feel it was reason enough to shut down the party. Of course not.
Never.
Not a little paranormal fog rolling in.
That's just like the start of the party.
Yeah. We chatted some more and then heard a woman's voice calling out.
Okie dokie.
I love it. She's just like, we chatted some more and then a woman called out to us.
Then a woman was like, hey,
whoa.
hey, hey.
None of us could make out what she was saying, much less see where exactly she had called out from. Ooh, a disembodied voice, right? Wrong. It's not uncommon out there. Sound travels round them. Sound travels round them, their parts. Sorry, that was hard for me to say.
Sound travels round them, their parts.
There you go. Sound travels round them, their parts. I'm like that.
TM.
All right, TM. So, unfazed, we go back to our conversation, still surrounded by our ominous fog, and we hear the woman again.
I'd be like, homie, can you
Yeah,
leave?
I'd be like, you got to calm down.
We're having a party. Could you go?
Could you go talk somewhere else? Now, because it's late, we assume that maybe it's a family member inside the house yelling from a darkened window.
All right.
It's probably just,
That's a big assumption of you to make.
It's probably just a family member in the house yelling from a darkened window. We were probably being too loud and keeping them up. So with that, we began putting out the fire and heading back towards the driveway. That's when we all freeze. There's a woman in a red nightgown standing by the cars. And since she's on the other side of the vehicles, we can only see her from the waist up. She had black hair with awful bedhead, like homegirl really needed a brush, but hadn't seen or touched one in years. Right away, Ross clicks on his flashlight and shines it on her face. Her eyes reflect the light the same way an animal does. Oh, I was thinking that. Remember how I told you their eyes give them away? She's even acting like an animal cornered. Her shoulders raised up. She brought her head down and rounded out her back.
No.
I would liken it to a human doing an impression of a scared cat, but staying on 2 feet.
You know what's funny? I literally pictured my cats when they stretch from a nap,
too.
because they make a fucking like U shape with their backs.
I hate this. We are all staring at her spellbound, but her eyes remained fixed on Ross. Then she opened her mouth as if to scream, but no sound came out.
That's fucked.
Nope. Her jaw opened wider and dropped lower than I'd ever seen a human jaw do. I don't like
How do you
this.
move on from this?
Not even the ones who can unhinge their freaky little joints. Stay together, Ross shouts, deciding he would chase her. What the fuck, Ross?
She's not running.
What the fuck,
She'll
Ross?
eat you. Look how big her jaw is.
Like, don't go running at this.
God
like,
damn it,
Catwoman.
Ross.
Let her just be. Please note, Ross is over 6 feet tall and built like a brick shithouse, and this woman is approximately 5 feet tall and looked to be in her 60s.
Ew, I hate that she looks to be in her 60s.
I hate it.
Old ghosts are
The
terrifying.
moment he pursues her, she takes off into the garage, literally flying.
No.
There were no feet.
No.
No head bobbing up and down to indicate running because she was too busy taking flight.
Shut up.
Just a red blur of her nightgown up much higher in the air than it had any business of being. We watched her go through the door into the house. Ross had to pause to open the door before continuing his pursuit. Now he's screaming like a banshee, tearing through a house full of peacefully sleeping relatives.
Everyone was probably pissed. They were probably like, yeah, how high did you guys get outside?
I'd be so pissed. The four of us are still frozen, staring at the only two ways in and out of the house. The only words spoken at that time were from yours truly.
This is exactly what I would say.
This is so Ash.
This is exactly what I would
it's
say.
It's dead set ready silence. That all happens. Did you see that?
If I could say anything, I'd be like, y'all saw that, right? Like, did you guys see that?
That's so
Yeah.
Did you see that? Oh, shit. All right. All right. Because it's all that my whittle brain cells could come up with while they tried to process the metric fuck ton of insanity that had just occurred.
I feel you.
Ross came out soon after, out of breath, declaring he'd lost her.
In the house?
I don't think he'd fully processed what he'd seen at that time either, because none of us expected him to catch whatever that thing had been. And that inexplicable fog, it had completely disappeared as quickly as it had shown up. But now all the relatives who were super stoked about the abrupt wake-up call were outside, half asleep, and having none of it. They tried to claim that Ross's mom had played a prank on us, but the five of us believe this was just in an effort to keep from scaring Amy's grandmother and her younger cousins. Wow, those are good adults.
That is, yeah.
Because I'd be like, that was probably a demon.
I'd be like, we should burn the house down and get a hotel.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'd be like, who has holy water? Throw a crucifix at someone.
Is anybody here an ordained minister?
Yeah, I'd be like, shit's going down. Hell is happening. Now, Ross's mom was in a red nightgown, but it had white polka dots on it, and her hair was in much better condition. Also, her eyes didn't reflect light like a damn woodland predator, which I feel is important to mention. The next day, Ross was having none of their denial. He insisted his mom needed to run, because this thing outran him, and that's not an easy feat. She immediately said, "You know I can't run," but tried anyway. At best, there was a hobble. Definitely no outrunning her son, or sudden ability to fly. To this day, none of us know what that thing was. We just know we saw it. And it's not a fan of being chased by large Midwestern men wielding flashlights. But then again, who is?
That's just how it ends. You know what that reminded me of? I think it was your brother, my uncle JP, who came home like really late for curfew one night. And
my God.
So like my grandma, Elena's mom, as you all know, Ma, decided to scare the shit out of him when he came home. She stayed up all night. And she has like her hair's beautiful, like silky white, but it's very
like
thin.
Pure white.
Literally Snow White, but it's thin, so when she goes to bed it like tangles all up and like stands on top of her hair. And she went and made it crazier. And when she didn't she turn off the security lights?
Oh yeah, she turned off all the lights because he was trying to be like a little punk coming home late. And he was gonna sneak in like it was no big deal. So he goes to open the door like quietly, and she whipped open the door because she was waiting on the other side, and just put her arms up and just went screamed and screamed. And he said he legitimately thought it was like a mythical banshee that had come to warn him of his impending death.
Like, because straight up, our house is haunted anyway, and his room actually is like the most haunted room in the house.
Yep.
So he probably thought that was it.
He was like, "It's come finally."
But
like,
really, it was just Ma
in a nightgown,
living her life,
just having fun. And she said she couldn't stop laughing. Like, and she laughed forever.
If you know Ma's laugh, don't.
It's the most infectious, hilarious laugh.
It's great.
So
that's
that does remind me of it,
right?
Oh, guys, those were great.
Those were awesome.
Those were great spooky roads, and those were great tales. So
and
I appreciate it.
Want to solve Mary Jane.
Mary Jane Reid. We gotta solve it.
I want to solve that.
We're gonna figure it out.
And hearing that song, man, that fucked me up.
We gotta solve it. We're on the case. We're on the 18. Or no, that one's 1948. So
we can do that.
We can do that.
Like, get your old detective jacket out from our first virtual live show.
I got my magnifying glass. Let's do it.
I'll wear my flapper dress, I guess. But
there you go. Why not?
I need a reason to wear it again. No shoes.
I love it.
All right. Well, guys, that's it. And you can follow us on Instagram
at Morbid Podcast.
Because I'm good at segues too.
Yeah.
To send us a Twitter.
Send us a Twitter at a Morbid Podcast.
Send us a Gmail
at morbidpodcast@gmail.com.
And we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep
it weird.
But not so weird that you go to summer camp and Abby stabs you in the hand with her friendship bracelet scissors. And not so weird that the lady in red tries to eat you but outruns you because of Ross. Thanks, Ross. Love you.
Ross.
Also, shout out to BP. Ma, we love you.
You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast.
Ever ask yourself, why do some pads feel so crunchy? Meet Kotex Bamboo, the pad changing the game when it comes to comfort. Kotex Bamboo is gentle on skin with a breathable viscose top layer made from bamboo, so you can really feel the difference. Check out Kotex.com for more details on the all-new Kotex, completely redesigned to meet your needs. You asked, we heard.